Captain Piontek will now present the retirement certificate to Colonel Powell. Certificate of Retirement from the Armed Forces of the United States of America. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is certified by Lieutenant Colonel Jason A. Powell, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the 30th day of June, 2021. Signed, General Brown, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. Captain Piontek will now present Ms. Powell with the Air Force Spouse Certificate of Appreciation. The certificate reads as follows. In grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Tokito Powell for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Given this 30th day of June 2021, signed, General Brown, Chief of Staff, United States Air Force. Thank you, Ms. Powell. Captain Piontek will now present Lisa Nihai with the Military Child Certificate.
Give us that.
The certificates read as follows. Throughout the years of your life, you have made sacrifices and served your country as much as I have done. In your loving way, you shoulder quietly the heavy burden that you were asked to carry. Most of the time, you could not understand why I was not there, but you quietly hid the tears, courageously put on a smile, and promised that you would support me. I missed so many holidays, birthdays, and countless special occasions, but you were left home to worry about some difficult missions. You had to say goodbye to friends when we moved throughout the years. Your resilience and self-confidence throughout those frequent moves gave me strength, and I'm proud of you. For it was your love and support that sustained me through those difficult times. There's no way in my mind that I could have been a success in the military without your support, your understanding, and most importantly, your unquestionable love. Thank you for being there for me. Love, Dad, U.S. Air Force retired. Thank you, Lisa and Kai. Colonel Lynch Schmidt, Director for Safety, Education, and Training Command, would like to say a few words and present a gift from all those in safety to Colonel Powell.
First, I'd like to say thanks everybody for being here. This is a really important day, not just for Jason, but for the teammates who, for the last, unfortunately for me, only a short amount of time, but for the rest of the folks out in the audience, the incredible impact that you had. I remember, I was supposed to get here, I think in May, or I don't know, it was last year, so who knows what time it was. I ended up not getting here until August, and I had a conversation with Mike Ellsworth, who runs personnel for the command. And I said, hey, Mike, I don't want to jam you guys up, but I can't leave where I am right now. And he said, oh, don't worry about it. This guy, Jason Powell, he's essentially been the director off and on for the whole time. No issues at all. And so I'm a little nervous about it, and then I get here and I see what he's talking about. And man, what an incredible impact you've had on all of us. I really think that the two things that I wanted to say, Captain mentioned it, this is your last time in uniform, but this isn't your last game night. Certainly not on me, certainly not on the rest of the team, and certainly not on aviation across the Air Force with all the students you taught and created discipline and airmanship. There are a lot of mishaps out there that didn't occur because of you and your expertise and your dedication and your professionalism. And then really what I would like to say is we will, without a doubt, miss your experience and your expertise. We'll miss the discipline that you bring to the team. But more than anything else, I feel comfortable speaking on behalf of the rest of us. We're just going to miss you and who you are and what you bring to to the office. And so we've got two small items to give you. The first one is kind of a tradition in our line of work here. There's a, depending on who you talk to, quarterly, yearly, whenever we get to it, we publish a safety magazine that goes out, and Tim is the guy who runs that program for us. And so as a traditional farewell gift, we put the person who's departing, their face on the cover of a Torch magazine, as we call it. And so painful for me to hand this one to you for a lot of reasons.
He's
so,
an UT grad.
I went to the University of Texas. Thank you very much. So I think the correct way to hold this up, Jason, is like this.
That's how the horns go, right? That's how the horns go.
I'm sure I got that.
Congrats.
And then, of course, we've got this barrel. You put whatever you want in it. I assume it's going to be Kool-Aid or seltzer water or something like that. But as a token of our appreciation and sincere gratitude for you, who you are, and what you do, this with the AETC safety patch on it. And I believe we've got a few things that will help to fill that up. Also,
Some yummy
engraved with the patch. So, just to keep us all out of trouble, give me that one back.
Okay.
We'll not take pictures with the liquid, but we'll just take pictures with this. That'll let you enjoy your retirement and me not accelerate mine too much. So, okay. Again, on behalf of all the team, sincere congratulations. We will absolutely miss you. Thanks again.
Thank you, Colonel Schmidt. Other items and letters of appreciation have been presented to Colonel Powell, and those will be displayed up here at the front for later viewing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present Lieutenant Colonel Jason Powell, retired.
You get to be free.
Can everybody hear me fine without the microphone?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna forego the mic. So I figured everyone could sit close enough in here and be able to hear everything. So I'm gonna start off appropriately with the smaller roses. Here. Okay. So it is tradition to present a rose to all the important ladies in my life. So behind every great person is someone standing behind them, pushing them. Whether it's from when I was really young, guiding me in the middle, or continuing to push me on throughout my life, throughout my days. Okay, so thank you very much, Mother.
Thank you.
For teaching me what I need to know to keep going, teaching me how to be successful and not quit. Okay. Lisa, you're my bedrock. You're my little female photocopy. So be good and keep trying and do good. Okay? Achan, you've always helped support the family and been there to help us. Arigatou gozaimasu. Apologize, I didn't get to practice my Japanese before this. I had a whole speech planned out in Japanese, but I'm not at a point where I can speak it. And Linda, I wasn't for you, your family, I wouldn't be here today. But there's one person more than any other that's responsible for me being here. There's been a lot of challenges, tribulations throughout my life. Some good, some not so bad. One person has been there behind me for the last 15 years without fail. And that's just, in a legal way. Before that, she was there supporting me and pushing me and helping me achieve my goals. You can't imagine how hard it is to be a military spouse. Within a couple months of meeting her, I had to deploy to combat. and she didn't know what to do or what to think. It wasn't the last time. In the first 5 years together, we spent one Christmas and one birthday together. In the first 5 years we were together. I spent all the rest of them in either Afghanistan or Iraq. I traveled. She would spend nights with me at the office when I had worked 24-hour shifts. When the tsunami hit hit Thailand in 2004, she was there with me. And snow was coming down outside, and it was just the two of us there waiting for the call. And when the call finally came early the next day, I had to launch everyone out to Thailand in order to provide humanitarian relief. She was right there with me the whole time. When I left for 15 months, that was a really trying time. That was really hard. Coming back was an exciting time. And I didn't know how much I had changed. But she still worked hard and welcomed me back. Thank you. And then, of course, I'm a big fan of experiences over material goods. I'd rather go to a soccer game, go to an event, travel somewhere and experience it. You know, the kids have been to Italy with me. They've been around Europe with me and everything. I want to try and buy tickets to do stuff, and you can't buy tickets to anything right now. So I wanted to get a concert for Lisa and a soccer game for Kai. Yeah, that's gonna have to wait, but I promise we will get there.
It's okay.
Okay? Until that, here's a little something for you to get you through. Yeah. Hopefully look in there closely. Hopefully we win something. So. So I've been in the Air Force for 24 years. The fractions were there whenever I signed up and came in. I think Cody remembers. I don't know how many times I quit working something. It was not where I wanted to go with my life. I knew I wanted to go to college. I knew I wanted to do things. I started out enlisted. I didn't know where to go or what to do. Roger helped point me in the right direction. So I wouldn't have joined the Air Force if it hadn't been for Roger. Many of his stories helped guide me where I need to go. And we shared a love of gardening together. We shared a love of fishing. He taught me how to fish. You guys taught me how to water ski and enjoy the water and go out there. I wish I could teach the kids. So unfortunately, my job, as Sergio said, I've been 90% job, 10% family for a long time. So maybe now I can rebalance that a little bit, refocus all of that to where it needs to go. But there's 3 pieces of advice. I've worked with Medal of Honor recipients, I've worked with presidents, I've worked with a lot of people, but there's only 3 pieces of advice I remember throughout my life. The Air Force doesn't owe you anything. It's an organization. It only owes you the right to apply, to try, as any organization. That's all it has to give you is an opportunity. People owe you loyalty, and you owe them back loyalty. So that's a very important thing going forward in anything that you do. If you stay loyal to your people and take care of your people, they'll take care of you. And work hard in order to provide them what they need. Okay. The second one is escaping me right at the second, but I can always remember the single most important one. Well, the second one was actually your president, Todd Squire, told me don't work past 12 hours. Because after 12 hours, you start making mistakes. It's going to cost you more work the next day. So I always tried to end my day at 12 hours and be home because at that point you're just too exhausted. You can't keep going. But the third piece of advice is from General Olds. Those who don't know who General Olds is, this is the old, crusty pilot from Vietnam. This is the guy who had the handlebar mustache, who waxed it, had it come to the side, fighter pilot, did all kinds of things. And I was having dinner with him one night a long time ago, an official function. And he was throwing a few back, and he gave me several pieces of advice. But the one most important one has paid me very well, being a C-130 pilot, is that never pass up the opportunity to use a bathroom. You never know when you're going to see one again. So I definitely, every time I walk into one, I remember that piece of advice, and it's stuck with me all this time. Because if I'm always prepared and take advantage of what I have now, when I don't have anything, I'll appreciate it more, and I'll be able to get through it. So, now I actually remember the second piece of advice from a special operations officer I used to know. When you're in the mud, and you're in the water, and you're cold, and you're traversing the swamp, and you have that one last parka in the back, that one last sweater, don't put it on. Keep it back there. Because once you put it on, it doesn't get any better. And as long as it's back there, you've got hope that things can get better. And no matter how bad things get, it will always get better. So have faith. Keep that focus. Stay with God. He will take care of you. So, but with that, I think the food is here. Is it? I hope so. No? Yeah, it should be back there. Okay. So, we do have drinks.
Yes, we do.
We have some adult beverages, and we have sodas and everything else. And I know that I'm one of the few things keeping you between this and that. And so we'll start moving into that side of it as I'm running about 10 minutes over. So I'll hand it back over to our great MC. I thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming, and thank you, Tamara, for spending your birthday with me.
Happy birthday!
29 years again. All right.
Thank you, Colonel Powell. The men and women of the United States Air Force are proud to have served with Colonel Powell and assure him he will always be a valuable member of the Air Force. We wish him and his family every success in their future endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our today's ceremony. Please stand for the singing of the Air Force song.